Ashe, and grand rising once again to you all, my very beautiful people. Yes, you my highly enriched melanin people, you the earth's original and organic humans, aka my fellow Africans. It is I, the Mystic Philosopher, and yes, it is evident that I'm still here with you on this side of reality another time. And welcome back, or some would say welcome forward, to the Mystic Peace, talking again on the 15 minutes with I, the Mystic Philosopher, and this is episode 68. Can you imagine? Now, the main topic of this series of talks, of course, is stress, about stress on the mind, or more correctly, the impact that this thing called stress has on the thing that we humans call mind. And that from the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, the solution to this problem or to this disease called stress can or it may be found in and by understanding, understanding, and overstanding the want equation. Namely, want is equal to money, which is equal to stress, which is equal to unhappiness. And also by putting into practice the knowledge that can be gained from this very profound equation. And the quote that I'm using and have been using to make and to illustrate my points is from the Adamic Race History and Holy Book in accordance to the 23rd Psalm, Psalm 23rd and the first verse, and I quote, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now in some of my previous episodes, I ask and I will ask again that you please meditate on the want equation. Want is equal to money, which is equal to stress, which is equal to unhappiness, and see what you can learn from it or derive from it for yourself. In other words, evaluate it for yourself and see if it makes sense to you or how you can apply it to your own personal life to help deal with this thing that everybody seems to be under right now. Now, so far I think I have taken a great deal of time and explained to you all and share with you some of my perspectives and insights on the want equation. And in my attempt to prove to you that here within this equation, this want equation, is where all our troubles lie. I have dealt with each word. I have dealt with each word or each element, if you will, in this equation separately. And no doubt by now you have seen and can see that it cannot be exhausted. And, and even though the want equation is self-explanatory, I have chosen to address each element in it separately. Meaning, I have chosen to address the word want separately. I have addressed the word stress separately. And to some degree, I have also addressed the word unhappiness separately. And I will be revisiting the word happiness in the near future as well, so stay tuned. I have also addressed the word money separately, and I am now still addressing the word money. In my last episode and prior to and in prior lectures, I told you and explained to you that money, or the thing called money, is a concept. Con meaning tricky, misleading and deceptive, etc. And sept meaning idea, thought, or a seed, etc. I told you and explained to you that money, or the thing called money, is an alien concept, aka an alien ideology. I told you that the thing called money is not of us melanin people, aka the sun's people, the people of the sun. We, the earth's original, organic, and highly melanated humans. I told you that it, meaning money, did not originate with us or by us. Us meaning our most honorable ancestors. But that it was brought, I told that it was brought to our earth and up on the earth by the alien interplanetary invader and conqueror God, along with his host of lieutenants, his host of warlords, his mischief makers, aka his devils, who by now you all know are the creators of the humankind, called Adam and Eve. And by extension, they are the creators of the Adamic race and races of humankind, aka our malevolent enemies. For those of you that have been listening to me or reading some of my writings over the past 12 or more years, will no doubt remember me telling you in previous lectures and presentations that the thing called money is unnatural and that it is from an unnatural source. You will also no doubt remember me telling you that unnatural is equal to artificial, which is equal to anti-nature, which is equal to evil, which is equal to death, which is equal to destruction, etc. I told you that money, or the thing called money, is the mark of the beast, and that I promise to explain the meaning and the definition of that in more detail shortly. Again, stay tuned. I will be getting to that. I ain't gonna leave you hanging. Even though I've dealt with it before, I'm gonna deal with it again, because some of you are just following me and listening to me. Not follow. Listen. I don't want you to follow me. Listening to me for the first time. And I told you that money, or the thing called money, is the root of all evil, and by extension, the root of all evils upon this our planet and Mother Earth and within our lives. I told you in one of my messages in songs called The Mark of the Beast that money, or the thing called money, is created, and that it was created by Satan and his host of devils. The purpose of which is to enslave the minds of us Earth's people. Us meaning we, the Earth's original, natural and organic and highly melanated humans. I told you that all nations and peoples of the earth are forced to pay it homage. It meaning money, to pay money homage, and also to pay the beast homage. And that the beast use it, the thing called money, to hold us all in mental, spiritual, metaphysical and physical slavery, or physical bondage. I also told you and explained to you that we are all victims of the beast and the system of mental, spiritual, metaphysical, and physical bondage. So before I explain and share with you what is meant by the word beast and the phrase the beast and the mark of the beast, please allow me to first explain what is meant by the word root and the phrase the root of all evil, and by extension the root of all evils. And please know that I did not say that. I did not say the root of some evils, or some evil, or the root of some evils. But I clearly say and stated the root of all evils. Please ask and answer yourself this question. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word root? Or what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the word root? As a natural melanin man, aka the natural melanin human that I am, the first thing that comes to the Mystic Philosopher's mind when I hear the word root, or when I think of the word root, is a natural plant. A natural plant that is coming out of the ground or out of the earth and growing to become a huge tree with a huge trunk, with numerous branches and countless numbers of leaves, blossoms, fruits, and seeds, etc. And the root, aka the base and foundation of that natural plant, which becomes that huge natural tree, is rather firmly rooted and firmly planted in the ground or in the earth. In other words, without the root, there would be and there can be no tree called, whether it's great or small. Without the root, there can be no tree, great or small. So please note also that I deliberately make the distinction by saying natural plant, because the evidence coupled with our own activated common sense shows that not all plants or not all trees that can be seen appearing to be coming out of the ground or out of the earth are natural. But more on that point shortly. Now, let's take it a step further by looking at least two different dictionaries meaning and definition of the word root. First one, root, and I quote, the part of a plant which attaches it to the ground or to a support, typically underground, conveying water and nutriment to the rest of the plant via numerous branches and fibers, unquote. And that was from a quick Google search dictionary. Number two, the root, for the word root again, the root is the part of the plant that's on the ground. Root comes from the Latin word radix, which means starting point. And you can think of the root of something as the place it starts from, whether that's the root of a tree or the root of a problem, unquote. And that is from a dictionary called vocabulary.com. You can check that for yourself. Now, what is the source and starting point of the root of a natural tree? The source and starting point of the root of a natural tree is the ground, aka the earth. Without the earth or the ground, there would be and there could be no natural tree as we think we know it. No, now please remember my statement. Money is the root of all evil, and by extension, money is the root of all evils. Therefore, if money is the root, then it, meaning money, must also be seen, or it can be seen, also be seen as a plant or as a tree, aka the money plant or the money tree. Also, that it has a source. More on that later, shortly. The only difference here, and as I have mentioned before, is that unlike our source and Mother Nature's plant or tree, aka the natural tree or the natural plant, it, meaning money, is unnatural, it is artificial, it is anti-nature, it is alien, it is evil. It is the cause of suffering, death, and destruction. You name it, or you name them, and the evidence shows and will no doubt continue to show that the thing called money is the cause of it or the cause of them all. Just to quickly provoke you to think. If it was not because of this evil thing called money, there would be no invention, creation, production, manufacturing, and sales of guns and ammunition and wars as we see and hear of them in all four corners of the earth today. Would they be? If it was not because of money, there would be no slavery, there would be no child abduction, there would be no human trafficking, no prostitution. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that if it was not because of money, this evil thing called money, there would be no Bill Gates or COVID vaccination. Let's think about these things, but more on that later. And as I've mentioned earlier, that money or the thing called money has a source. It has a starting point, a conception point, a sustenance point. And the source of money, of the money plant or the money tree is also unnatural. It is artificial, it is anti-nature, it is alien, it is evil, it is of the alien interplanetary invader and conqueror God, along with his host of lieutenants, his warlords, his mischief makers, aka his devils, who by now you all know are the creators of the mankind called Adam and Eve, or the humankind called Adam and Eve, and by extension, the creators of the Adamic race and races of humankind, aka our malevolent enemies. It is the source of evil, and by extension, they are the cause of all suffering, death, and destruction. You name it or you name them upon the earth. And the evidence shows and will no doubt continue to show that the source of the thing called money is the cause of it and the cause of them all. In fact, from the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, the so-called tree of good and evil that is mentioned in the Adamic Race History and Holy Book, aka the Christian Holy Bible, is the money tree. Because if you are an independent thinker, if you are a truth seeker, philosopher, or a knower, or one who is interested into knowing, not believing, and not a sheep, if you are not a sheep or a believer or just a follower or a regurgitator that just repeat and spew out what your mind controllers and handlers teach you and tell you to say, then your common sense, if activated, your own common sense if activated, would tell you that in nature, and by our beloved Mother Nature's laws and her principles, you would not find any one tree that is bearing or bringing forth two or more different fruits all at the same time. How can a tree bring forth good and evil at the same time? That defy logic and common sense. Just think about it, if at all you can think for yourself. You plant an orange tree or you plant an orange seed, it grows into an orange tree. Then suddenly it start bearing orange and coconut from the same time, all at the same time, from the same tree. Unless that tree has been somehow altered and tampered with, as they are doing now with our DNA, genetically modifying it, unless it have been tampered and altered with by a devil or the devil's example, conjoined, ingrafted or engrafted. For instance, the grafting of a cherry tree branch into a plum tree, grafted by a manipulative horticulturist or horticulturist, or unless there is some great and unexplained anomaly, you wouldn't have such a thing. But much more on this point later, because I'm running out of time right now. Yes. So, thus far in today's episodes, I honestly think that I have given you, or at the very least, I honestly think that I may have given some of you, if not all of you, a lot more to think about and possibly look forward in my next episode, especially as it relates to stress, the seed called want, and the want equation, and of course, the mark of the beast, etc. And so, in the interest of time, I think I should just pause here for today and ask that you please join me if or when next I'm talking again, possibly in episode 69, where and when I will be talking and sharing with you more of my perspective and insights on the magical, mystical, and metaphysical aspect of the word want, and continue, and the command and commandment, you shall not want. For I shall not want, you shall not want, we shall not want, and nor should we be found wanting. In the meantime and between time, please let me again remind you, my beloved people, that yesterday is history, it too is dead and gone, no more to come back. Tomorrow is a mystery, it too may never come, but today is a gift, which is why we call it the present day. And so I hereby implore you and imploring you to live for today, and by live I mean claim your natural birthright. And just in case you do not know what that it is, or you may have forgotten it, it is your happiness and full joy today, and let's hope for tomorrow, for it too may never come for you or for I. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I say.